Hi students, welcome to this video model. So in this video model, in continuation to our earlier modules which were exclusively meant for understanding identification of business opportunity. So we had three modules on it, and we have two more modules in this session to discuss idea generation. Right, the first part of this module is you will see uh, introduction or even the concept of idea generations, and then the second the module, that's the last module, fifth module, you will understand the techniques for generating ideas, right? So with that, the this module is titled as idea generation, section 11, and then video 52. So the learning objective of this module is to know introduction, that means um, the basic concept of idea generation, how it happens with the individual. So such things we are going to understand from this module, right? So idea generation is something, you can see the pictures here, right? Is something bulb or even the executive suit, and then the brain, which related to the thought process, something like that. So here in general, idea generation or ideation is the act of forming ideas, right? Act of forming ideas. It is a creative process that encompasses the generation, development, and then communication of new thoughts and concepts, which becomes the basis of innovations. So it is something, it is a critical thinking and thought process. So we get some kind of new thoughts, which is called a um, new idea, and we will just generate that, and then develop and communicate the new thoughts in terms of concepts and then attributes, so that becomes a kind of base for innovation, right? So then in that context, you can see that idea generation, where do I begin and where we generally start that. So you can see that 95% is perspirations and then 5% inspirations. That means the mostly idea generation comes out of hard work, out of sweating, out of involving and deeply thinking about what is it and why it is, how to do it better than that. So this kind of the deep involvement is required to get ideas. So only 5% people get ideas out of inspiration or out of just taking somebody as a model, right? So otherwise, it's supposed to be one's own inner side, inner experience, right? So in that context, you can see the idea generation comes out of our brain, both the left and right brains. So I think in one module we discussed a little bit about these, the two sides of the brain. The left brain is all about logical and components and sequences, reading, writing, and then listening. Whereas the right brain is all about intuitive and then random and then images, color, and then music and creativity. So these are the main the functions of two sides of our brain, and then so this is very much essential for creative thinking and then deep thought process to generate ideas, right? So idea generation is a creative thinking, right? A critical and creative thinking. And how it is there with the individual, you can see that 5% of adults over the age of 20 years consider themselves to be creative, right? Just only 5% creativity will be there over and above 20 years of age. Whereas 90% of children between the ages of 5 and 10 years exhibit a strong tendency towards creativity. So you'll find the creativity is very high among the children, right? Imagination is the fuel for creativity. So imagination is more important. Then further, if you just look at the idea generation, the ability to generate ideas comes from intuitions, but it is amplified by experience. Let exercise your imagination, create a false crisis. So sometimes you have to create a false crisis. So no, everyone can search for and then find ideas. So ideas no, belongs to everybody. So anyone can create idea, right? So the bicycle tire, so the fire bee, right, and corn flour. So you can see that anyone that comes to your mind. So you can just think on that particular object differently, and then you can come out with ideas. So idea generation is there is no magical the formula for idea generations. So think in new ways, associate things that don't have an obvious link, find new use of old things, and then analyze why something is not working and find a solution for consumer problems, identify niche market. So recognize the chances in consumer taste, analyze the failure of both, apply new technologies in new ways, and try something different like food, and watch TV shows you don't normally watch. So like that you can see all these are different the tools to generate ideas. So strategies to generate ideas like the brainstorming, brain rating, matrix, scamper pit, and mind map, problem solving, lateral and creative thinking. These are all the strategies. So it is nothing but having experience and having in-depth analysis and then thought process, understanding what is what, and then coming out with the new thought process and then generating ideas, so that that will become base for innovations. Right. So with this, let me stop here, and then looking forward to meet you in the next video 53.